Meat bicycle!
Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Battleborn coverage. So today we're going to continue with our overviews of the characters within this game, and we've covered Caldarius, Oscar Mike and Thorn now. So today it's time to look at Orendi. So we'll click on there now and we'll see what she is all about. So it's loading up. Come on, very slow today. Very slow today. Come on, there we go. So Orendi is a rogue. That is the faction. So the rogues are mercenaries living on the fringe of the solar system in the wreckage of ships and other planets. Like space pirates and smugglers, the rogues are out for themselves and want to persist and survive any way they can. So yeah, very fitting faction there for her. She does look like a pirate, so she looks really strange actually. Look at those beastly knee pads as well. So yeah, she is a rogue. So bio, feared even by members of our own faction, the unhinged and unpredictable Orendi channels powerful magic like energies, striving to test herself against the universe's greatest foes. She has more than earned the title the Chaos Witch. So wow, sounds like a bit of a badass really. So as you can see, we have the stats up at the top right. There's power, health, range and speed, 5 points in total for each stat. Power again is at 1. It seems like most of the characters we looked at so far are not very powerful at all. Her range is also about midway really, so 3 bars in range. So you know, she's a bit of a close quarters to stepping back a little bit kind of character, but definitely not long range. But her health and her speed are maxed out, so she's very quick and very tanky. So let's have a look at some of her abilities. Now I've already taken a quick look at Orendi, and she is really quite a weird one actually. Definitely a, well, like it says, a chaos witch kind of thing. So yeah, abilities, 6 in total. First is Chaos Bolts. Orendi's primary attack is a rapid fire volley of Chaos Bolts. Her slower secondary attack fires 4 bolts simultaneously. So yeah, rapid fire bolts there. It sounds like secondary attacks. So does that mean you can either fire very quick, you know, rapid fire volley bolts, or you could maybe charge it for a bit longer and just fire the 4 bolts out at a time? Very interesting to see what that one's about. Chaos Magic. Orendi's abilities can be augmented to increase damage, add status effects, or drastically reduce cooldown timers. Very interesting. Nullify. Orendi unleashes a burst of energy dealing 74 to 147 damage and propelling her backwards from the blast. So yeah, lets out a little blast and then shoots backwards to stop herself from being caught up in that blast. Shadow Fire Pillar. After 1.5 seconds, Orendi summons a mighty pillar of shadow and flame at a target location, dealing 208 to 280 damage. So that sounds quite an interesting one really. So yeah, a pillar of shadow and flame. I wonder what that's all about. It's some kind of like napalm attack or like a shadow. That's very interesting. Paradigm Shift. Orendi conjures an intense blast of energy directly in front of her, dealing 525 to 750 damage to enemies caught in the blast. That sounds quite interesting as well. So if you're getting overrun by a load of enemies and they're all in front of you, you can just let out this Paradigm Shift and it just, wow, 525 to 750 is quite a lot of damage really. So that's pretty much a wave of insta-kill let out. And finally, I'm guessing that's a silent G, so it's going to be Gnosis. Activating Nullify, which is the burst of energy and propelling her backwards. Right, activating Nullify lowers the cooldown of Shadow Fire Pillar by 8 seconds. So that's the mighty pillar of shadow and flame. So if you have that one, basically, yeah, so basically when you use Nullify, Orendi unleashes a burst of energy dealing the damage and propelling her backwards. Then that will reduce the cooldown of Shadow Fire. So you could probably use Shadow Fire, lay that pillar of flame and shadow down, then use Nullify to propel another blast, and then Shadow Fire might be ready again for you to use quicker. So yeah, all the skills seem to be tying in a little bit to each other. That's very interesting indeed. So time to look at the skill tree here, the Helix tree. So we've got Fire Walk with Me, nullifies propulsive burst. What's Nullify again? Yep, that's the burst of energy. So Nullifies propulsive burst, produces a trail of fire on the ground, plus 150 damage over 5 seconds. So that's an extra attack within Nullify. Or burned and busted. Shadow Fire Pillar reveals all stealthed enemies in the area. So wow, that's quite interesting as well. So anyone that might be stealthed with the, I think that might be like that Oscar Mike stealth suit actually, where they can actually cloak themselves. So the Shadow Fire Pillar reveals them all. I'll probably go for the fire walk with me on that one. It definitely sounds good to have the 150 damage over 5 seconds extra little attack. So dismissed adds a knockback effect to Nullify. So not only are you knocked back, your enemy can be too. Or I hate your pretty eyes adds a blind effect to Nullify. So does that blind the enemy or does that blind you? It can't blind you, it must blind the enemy. So yeah, that's all. I'd probably say, don't want them knocked back or don't want them blind. I'd probably say the blind one really, if they can't see me and shoot at me. Helps me out more than them just being stunned for a few seconds. So tier 3, let's bounce. Nullify now moves Orendi in the direction she is moving. So instead of being knocked backwards, then maybe you probably get knocked towards where you're going. That's quite a weird one actually. Oh, that reminds me, Orendi immediately begins recharging shields after using Nullify. I would definitely go with that one straight away. Keep your shields up, that keeps you surviving for longer. So that's my choice on that one. Preamble of Pain. Shadow Fire Pillar deals damage over time to nearby enemies before detonation, plus 90 damage over 1.5 seconds. So yeah, it just chips away at them a little bit before the actual detonation of Shadow Fire Pillar. Or Double Pillar. For 5 seconds after using Shadow Fire Pillar, Orendi may cast a second Shadow Fire Pillar dealing half as much damage. Straight away, I would definitely go for Double Pillar. That sounds really handy actually. Tier 5. Prognostication. Using Nullify now reduces the cooldown of Shadow Fire Pillar even more. So that's minus 12 seconds cooldown time. So using that Gnosis, it takes it to 8 seconds. Now you can have it 12 seconds. So that's another 4 seconds before you can use Shadow Fire Pillar. That's quite a handy one. Or activating Shadow Fire Pillar reduces Nullify's cooldown. This won't work with the Power Pillar Org. Which one was Power Pillar? Was that the one that we used? No, it was Double Pillar. Yeah. I'd still probably use the Prognostication actually, because we'd use Nullify to get the 75 to 147 damage and then get the cooldown of the 208 to 280 Shadow Fire Pillar rather than the other way around. So yeah, I'd probably want to get more Shadow Fire Pillars than Nullifies, to be honest. So we'd go for the one on the left. Nihilism increases Nullify's base damage. So yeah, it's all revolving around Nullify and Shadow Fire Pillar really, isn't it, this one? So she's a bit of a two-trick pony really. Increases Nullify's base damage or increases Shadow Fire Pillar's base damage. I'd go for Shadow Fire Pillar's base damage definitely, so Shadow Fury would be my choice on that one. Force of Will, increase the damage of all skills by 15%, or all skills heal Orendi for a portion of the damage dealt. So that's lifesteal again. So base damage or lifesteal. That is a hard one. What is she like for health? Oh, she's 5 bars for health though. So you might not need lifesteal as much. I'd probably go for Force of Will. Get that base damage down. And yeah, I'm more of a type of player who just wants to kill everything rather than survive for a long time. So probably not the best way to play, but that is me. And I always go for base damage over anything else. Rapid Deterioration decreases Nullify's cooldown time. Decreases Nullify's cooldown time, minus 20% cooldown reduction for Nullify, or Nullify's damage penetrates enemy shields, 60% shield penetration. Ooh. Again, I'd probably go for cooldown time actually, thinking about it, rather than, I just said I don't normally go for base damage, which would probably say I hate your pretty shields, but if you use that one to get, where is it? There's one to get cooldown time for Shadow Fire Pillar there using Nullify. If we can get Nullify's cooldown time down, we can use that and then go back and use that and get the cooldown time of Shadow Fire Pillar down. Yes, definitely there's some ins and outs to work in this, but you can actually pretty much guarantee you're getting a lot better cooldown time on both them skills, so I'd probably go for that one. Shadow Firestorm decreases Shadow Fire pillars. I've already done that one actually. I'm on tier 10 now. Thought Rejection. So adds a knockback effect to Paradigm Shift. So that's the massive base damage one. Blast of Energy. So you can add a knockback effect to that, or you can actually reset Shadow Fire pillars cooldown. Wow, she's all about cooldown time, this girl. I'd go with Reign of Chaos there, definitely. So you can use Shadow Fire pillar to get that shadow and flame at a target. Then you can use the Paradigm Shift, and that will automatically reset Shadow Fire pillars cooldown. Definitely, yeah, that's quite interesting, really. So yeah, there you go. There are the skills on the Helix tree, and what I would choose. There's the abilities and the bio as well. So let me know what you think of this character. Really, I'll be totally honest. Out of the 4 characters I've reviewed so far, the first 3 were pretty interesting. I was quite excited to actually play as them. This one I don't know so much, really. Like I said, she seems to be a bit of a two-trick pony between Nullify and Shadow Fire pillar. But she does seem quite interesting, really, if you're into all this like magic kind of games. So yeah, I will give her a go, definitely, for sure. But I won't say this will be one that I'm very excited for. But of course, let me know in the description, the comments below, what you guys think, whether you actually look forward to playing as her or not. And yeah, definitely an interesting one, really, for a bit of difference anyway so far. So more magic based than weapons and attacking, which is good because it offers different playstyles and things like that. But there you go, guys. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed, and let me know what you think of this character and whether you're going to use her or not, like I said. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.